We all have that reason to get out and go skiing and snowboarding. Maybe it's that face shot riding powder, dreaming about going big in the park, or finding that perfect turn and going as fast as you can. Whatever your fix is, the key ingredient is having snow on the ground, and sometimes Mother Nature needs a little help getting the mountain ready for the ski season. This help comes from a brave and hardworking group of guys whose workday starts when you're at home dreaming about riding the mountain. The Red Lodge Mountain Ski Resort snowmaking crew is headed up by longtime RLM employee and snowmaking veteran Ryan Rummel. The resort snowmaking system is the largest in the state and one of the biggest in the northern Rockies. This vast system of pipes and pumps begins at a large snowmaking pond at the top of the resort. From there, water is pumped across the resort to one of the many snowmaking hydrants that cover over 50% of the mountain. With over 30 state-of-the-art guns, the snowmakers can really get down to business when the temperature is cold enough to make snow.
Well, and when we have everything up and running, we can put over 1 million gallons a night down.
This large system doesn't turn itself on. Even with the night groomers, it takes lots of manpower and hours when most of us wouldn't even think about going outside.
Well, we come in about 6 o'clock at night. We get all our stuff ready, all our gear on, get the snowmobiles warmed up, and we check our pumps. Then we basically go out, see where the guns are on the hill, roll out all the hoses and the power, and get the guns on. It usually takes a couple hours, and then we cruise around all night checking guns, and then we shut down about 4:30 in the morning, wrap everything up, and get out of here by 6 a.m.
All of this hard work happens when conditions are at their hardest. The key ingredient to making snow is cold temperatures. The colder the weather, the better the snow.
Personally, I believe between 10 and 12 degrees is the best, because it's not too cold for constant problems, but it's cold enough for the guns to be wide open.
The snowmaking process is a mixture of high-pressured air, water, and cold temperatures. The water is pumped to the guns through 3-inch hoses, and once it hits the gun, it is mixed with air by an onboard air compressor. The stripped-down water is then shot out of tiny nozzles located at the end of the barrels of the guns in a fine mist. This weakened water freezes in the cold air and makes a fine snow-like crystal. This process was first thought up by Canadian researcher Dr. Ray Ringer, who studied the effects of rime ice building up on the intake of jet engines in the 1950s. Since its humble beginnings on the eastern coast of the United States, snowmaking has grown into an industry that's been used in both indoor and outdoor ski areas across the world. Even though it's a popular way of getting snow on the ground, it's one of the most dangerous jobs in the ski industry.
There's no one else around, we don't really have ski patrol or anyone to rely on. It's really just a small group. It's night, you can really only see through the end of your headlamp. The conditions aren't really like when you're up here skiing, because we're making those runs skiable, so we're not riding on a lot of groomed stuff when we're out here. The weather is a major factor. It's always cold, it's dark, and you're gonna get wet pretty much. You're working with 480 electricity, high pressure water, and just dealing with the elements, so it can be pretty tough.
Freezing pipes, below zero temperatures, cold fingers, and icy slopes are all part of the job for these hardy individuals. But sometimes the ante goes up, and it gets pretty scary out there on the slopes.
We were up at the summit shack, and next thing you know, the winds started rolling in, and we were watching the summit shack, even the roof on it lift up a couple inches. And there was a tree at the edge of the deck there, I don't know, about this big around. But it snapped while we were sitting there. And trying to make it down off the mountain. There was well over 100-mile-an-hour gusts. Town just disappeared because the power went out everywhere. And we were trying to get all our stuff off, and it was just like bulldozers going through the woods, snapping trees left and right. Really no safe place to be.
So the next time you look up in the middle of the night and see lights on the ski hill, it just might be those unsung heroes of the Red Lodge Mountain snowmaking crew hard at work, braving the cold temperatures and making the slopes better than ever. But don't feel bad for them. They're not up there alone.
There's been wolf tracks up here. Towards the beginning of the fall, there's a lot of bears. A lot of times too, I think there's stuff out there you just don't see, but you can feel it.